Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Please join me for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you, everybody. We'll start with the roll call, please.
Weber,
Here.
Houston,
Here.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Here.
Versada,
Here.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Next, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So move.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh,
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Next, we move to public comment. Carol, I understand that you've got a comment. You want to step forward, please?
I'm Carol Quass, and I live at 2076 Jamestown Avenue here in town, and I have a proposal for you. As I said, my name is Carol Quass, and my father is the late Bill Coulter. As most of you know, Dad was one of the many veterans who loved and honored the American flag. My late son, Bean, also loved our country and its flag. So much, in fact, that due to PTSD, he took his own life shortly after being dishonorably discharged from the Army. But enough of that. I'm not here to ask for your condolences. I'm here for two reasons. To honor my dad's dying wish that we always keep the flag proudly flying over Independence, and to honor all veterans who keep the wolf away from our door. I have no doubt that each one of you would like to see this happen, but sadly there's a high monetary cost connected to this goal. The cost of the 12 by 18 flag we need to fly atop the pole at the southwest corner of our city currently costs about $800. Due to high winds, the flag generally needs to be replaced every 3 to 4 months, about $3,200. That's a lot of money, and I understand that. We, meaning not only my family, but all veterans, understand that this is probably too much for your budget and have therefore developed a proposal for your consideration. Would you consider allocating half of the anticipated cost in your budget if my family and veterans obtain the other half through fundraisers? One is to remind residents that there is an Independence American Flag Fund that is set up already at Bank Iowa, giving a suggestion card to veterans' families that when they make funeral or celebration of life plans, that they could donate to the Flag Fund, and maybe pass the hat collection at the 4th of July parade and or at the fireworks. Thank you for allowing me to speak and for considering the proposal. Let's continue to fly our flag proudly over the city of Independence, land of the free and home of the brave. Thank you.
Carol. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol.
thanks, Carol.
Jackie, did you have something too, or just you're here for support?
I'm just here for support.
Okay.
I taught her in 3rd grade.
Come see. Yeah.
Okay, next we'll move to the proclamation. This is a proclamation for Human Trafficking Prevention and Awareness Month. Whereas human trafficking is the use of force, fraud, or coercion to compel a person into commercial sex acts or labor services or against their will, exploitation of a minor for commercial sex is human trafficking, regardless of whether any form, force, fraud, or coercion was used. And whereas one of the world's fastest growing crimes is the buying and selling of people, whose growth has been accelerated in recent years due to an increase of other social injustices such as abuse, domestic violence, racism, stigmatism, and more. Communities in rural Iowa are seeing a significant increase in the number of children victimized by labor trafficking, especially children coming to the United States from Central America. And whereas there's a large disparity between the number of persons victimized by the horrific crime and the number of persons prosecuted as offenders, with more than 661 victims receiving services in Iowa's direct service programs in 2022, and only 3 individuals being convicted in the Iowa's federal courts for human trafficking and 4 in the Iowa state appellate courts. And whereas even though there's an awareness of the crime is growing, human trafficking continues to be missed and go vastly unreported. And whereas every business, community, organization, faith community, family, and individual can make a difference by working to protect the vulnerable within their sphere of influence, by addressing the problem of internet sex trafficking, choosing products that are not made by forced labor, and becoming more aware of the problem and possible solutions. And whereas the City of Independence joins Chains Interrupted in their dedication to providing community outreach and education, legislative advocacy, training, promotion of services to survivors of human trafficking, and collaboration with law enforcement. And therefore, I, Brad Bleichner, Mayor of Independence, Iowa, do hereby proclaim the month of January as Human Trafficking Prevention Awareness Month, and encourage all of our citizens to become more informed of this growing problem, to be vigilant and report suspicious activity, and work towards solutions to end trafficking in all forms in our community. And I've signed this.
Did you want a photo, sir?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Do you need me to come down, or are you going to come up?
Yeah. Podium would be nice in front of the sign, the Independence sign.
Lean in, Susie.
Like I think big smile or concerned citizen smiles, I guess.
Thank you, John. Okay. All right, next we'll move to the financials. I'm sorry, next we move to the consent agenda. I need a motion to accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the December 11th, 2023 regular meeting, the minutes of the January 2nd, 2024 work session special meeting.
I have a second. First and second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Next, we move to the financials. I need a motion to approve the claims for payment.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions with regard to any of the claims for payment? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 7-0. Next, we have the bank reconciliation for information only. Does anybody have any questions with respect to that?
It looks like we're a little over halfway on some of the stuff, Susie, just slightly, on some of the departments and stuff.
Oh, that's number 9. That's not bank.
Oh, okay.
Okay, moving on to number 9, then, the revenues and expenses to date, which again is for information. Mike, do you have a comment there then?
Yeah, we should be able to zero it out, but it's very close now. We're a little bit ahead on a couple areas.
Yeah, we're about right on track with some departments, so.
Yeah.
Okay, next we move to item 10, which is the transfers. Again, that's information only. Anybody have any questions with respect to that? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to number 11 on the agenda, which is resolutions. I need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution designating the 2024 city depositories.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to the depositories for the city monies? They're listed on your memorandum. Hearing none, that's a roll call vote.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Next is item number 12. I need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution designating the Bulletin Journal as a newspaper for official publications.
So
for the City of
moved.
Independence.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to that? Hearing none, all in, roll call vote, please.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 13 on the agenda, a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution setting the annual mileage rate designation.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. As you know, the new mileage rate for the IRS is 67 cents a mile.
How much was it last year?
It was 65.5 cents per mile.
Thank you.
Any further discussion with respect to that? Hearing none, that's a roll call vote as well.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 14 on the agenda. I need a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the resolution appointing Emily Owenby to the Library Board of Trustees.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. For those that don't know, Melinda Engelbright has moved out of the city, so she's no longer eligible to be on the library board. Emily Owenby is a K-8 instructional coach at Don Bosco Schools in Gilbertville. She does tutoring and has been trained for teaching students with dyslexia. She's taught kindergarten for several years and is a frequent library user for years. Her son, who's approximately 5 years old, was in the first graduating class of the 1,000 Books for Kindergartner. So both Laura and our distinguished library board president have authorized that this be that we appoint Emily.
Outstanding choice, in my opinion.
Do you know her? Oh, great. Okay, so this discussion with regard to this. Hearing none, that we would move to a roll call vote then.
Pursader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 15 under other business. This is a motion to authorize the city manager to facilitate the sale of the items identified in the city council memorandum.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. So there's the list of items that sold and traded is there. I don't know whether anybody has any questions with regard to any of those, but I think the idea is that we will try to,
Have we put prices on them yet?
No, the idea is to put them on Purple Wave or an auction, government auction site like that, and just let people bid on them, and we'll get whatever we get out of them.
Gov deals?
Yeah, something like that.
Yep.
I've used Purple Wave before when I was in Kansas, and I know there's several other communities that are here local that have used it as well.
Sure.
And had good results with it. So, and I know Bob Beatty and I talked about it a little bit too, and I think he's used or seen, there's an auction site out of Wisconsin too that's relatively local.
Yeah.
So may look at that one as well, but the idea is just to get the authority to to dispose of these items, and then we'll move forward with getting rid of them.
Do they post pictures on that site also, or is it just description only?
It'll be pictures and descriptions. We'll have to take pictures of all of them and do all of that.
Okay.
further discussion. Hearing none, that's a roll call vote.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Pursader.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 16 on the agenda. This is a motion to approve change order number 9 for the Independence Facade COVID project with no change to the contract amount and to authorize the city manager to sign the change order.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion with regard to this? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote again.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Pursader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Passes 7-0 also. Next, move to item number 17. This is a motion to approve change order number 7 for the Independence Facade Phase 1 project with no changes to the contract amount and to authorize the city manager to sign the change order.
So second.
I have a motion and a second. This is one of those ones where we're moving the contingency money around. So if anybody has any questions with regard to that. So it's no additional money to us. It's just a matter of moving the money to complete some of the ones that needed more assistance than others.
Sure.
Roll call vote, please.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Pursader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 18, which is a motion to approve change order number 15 for the Independence Facade Phase 1 project with no change to the contract amount and to authorize the city manager to sign the change order.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is the same thing with regard to contingency funds. Any further discussion with regard to this? Hearing none, that's a roll call vote again.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Pursader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Passes 7-0. Next, we move to item number 19, which is a motion to approve change order for Independence Facade Phase 1 project with no change to the contract amount and to authorize the city manager to sign the change order.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Again, this is the same issue with regard to the contingency fees. So all in favor? Sorry. Jumping ahead. Roll call vote, please.
Hannah,
yes,
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Next, we move to item number 20. I need a motion to approve and authorize the city manager to sign the ILPT annual billing agreement.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion with regard to this.
Any changes?
We discussed this at the work session on January 2nd. This is, the only change is the contract price, and it went from,
Remember?
You'd have to look at the work session. I know that, I put the red lined agreement on there, but I don't recall the dollar amount change.
I think it was a 3%, roughly 3% increase.
Yeah.
I want to say it went from 70 to, the 72,552 is what's in there now.
Yep.
Okay.
Further discussion? That's a roll call vote then.
Moore,
Yes.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah.
yes,
Okay, that passes 7-0. Next, we'll move to reports. Anything with regard to, Brett, do you have anything that you'd like to discuss? Or
I do not.
Okay, Tom?
I'd like to have the council, maybe at the next regular meeting, find out where we're at with the public schools on school resource officers in light of what happened over in Perry last week.
I might suggest maybe we could put this on for the work session on February the 5th, as opposed to a regular council meeting for vote, so we can have a discussion of it first.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that? Okay, so we'll do that. Thank you, Tom. Anything else that you had?
Just keep the snow away.
Good luck with that.
I'm trying.
Deb, did you have anything?
no, I'm ready to say, so Nevada, what do you got coming?
Looks like it's coming. We'll see.
Yeah.
Ralph?
Did we not postpone something dealing with surveys on the garbage to be discussed in January?
We pushed that back to the February meeting because the gentleman that was going to come from Waste Management was sick, and we wanted to make sure that Waste Management has representatives here to answer the council's questions directly and interface with the council.
Okay.
So we pushed that to the February work session.
Okay.
It was supposed to be on the January 2nd, and it was until I reached out to Waste Management, and they said they weren't feeling the best.
Okay, so I did recall correctly.
Yes.
Okay, other than that, I have nothing. Thank you.
Brian?
Not to talk more about the weather, but obviously weather's here. Just want to bring up, Matt Maynard today brought up a very good topic on Facebook. Just reminding you, if you have a fire hydrant within eye shot of your front door, let's be the one to go out and try to clean it up if you're able, and if not, maybe a friend of yours that is able, go help and clean up around the fire hydrants. In case there be an emergency situation, it'd be a lot nicer to have those dug out.
We're not planning on any, right? We just talked about that.
Anything further, Brian?
No.
Mike?
I'd like to encourage any of the citizens watching this to contact your Buchanan County supervisors and encourage them to have a vote on the levy that was the allowable money for EMS that was passed 2 years ago. They've had 2 years to do this and cited problems with the allowable amount to be paid out to some of the ambulance services that are not part of our immediate area. But it's pretty vital because then it's costing you as citizens in town a little more to do it this way than it is if there's a countywide levy. So I would encourage you to do that.
Anything else, Mike?
No, thank you.
Kathy?
I'm good, thank you.
Matt?
I don't have anything other than try to keep in front of the snow as best we can.
And we did institute the emergency snow.
Yes, we did a snow emergency declaration. Yeah.
And thank you for doing that in such a timely manner. That was late this morning, I think that went out, so it was
It went out right at noon today.
right at noon, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For 9
Excellent, thank you very much for that.
for 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay, at the last regular council meeting, when we were discussing the audit, there were discussions about the Independence Public Library Foundation and issues about whether or not there were possible areas for impropriety or, there was some discussion about that. both Tom and I have talked with Laura about it, and I wanted to make, for the record here, some comments about that, just so everybody's clear about it. The foundation has a 5-member, because if you'll recall, the issue was that the auditor didn't feel that there were sufficient segregation of duties, and therefore, because of that, there was the possibility that there could be some issues that could occur. So the foundation itself has a 5-member board, and they establish a budget, receive financial updates, and make investment decisions with the assistance of a broker. The Friends of the Library is a group that meets monthly, reviews their budgets in detail, approves expenditures, and tracks income, which is primarily from book sales and membership dues. There's 9 staff members, 3 full-time and 3 part-time, that are trained to take donations and payments, issuing pre-numbered receipts for the foundation, and recording books, materials sold on a Friends of the Library spreadsheet for that purpose. 2 full-time staff members keep track of the expenses and receipts, deposit funds, write checks, and reconcile the books. Friends of the Library members use pre-numbered receipts for the biannual book sales to keep track of sales and income for those events, and the Friends of the Library's treasurer authorizes specific payments. So I just wanted to make that information clear, because it wasn't as clear as I would have liked it to have been at the meeting itself. That's why I wanted to give you guys that information.
Does the auditor need to be informed of that or not?
I think that the problem, as I understood it, is that the auditor never asked the library how the operation ran. And this is a strike that we're getting every single year. And now that Laura is aware of the issue, it's her intention to specifically address those issues with the auditor at the time of any audit in the future, so that he's aware of those issues, and hopefully we won't have that strike against the library for that.
Good.
Yeah.
Tom, did I accurately say everything that?
Yeah.
I know you talked to Laura too, and you're actually at the meeting.
And I encouraged her to, when the auditors show up, if they don't go over to the library or contact the library, she needs to come over here and let them know that this is what's in place, actually, because they don't, apparently, by the audit report, they don't realize that all these safeguards are actually in place,
So they're just assuming by the number of paid employees, there's not enough to distribute these jobs?
We're not sure exactly where they're making their assumptions from, but the report certainly makes the assumption that there's insufficient number of people that are, not that work at the library, but there's insufficient number of people that are involved in the process that involves money. And that's just an inaccurate statement, and we just want to clarify that, because we don't want people out there thinking that there's issues when there's not.
Okay.
May I ask
Makes
a
sense.
question in regards to that?
Absolutely.
I would think it would be advantageous to us to contact that auditor and have that negative mark stricken.
We cannot do anything at this time. All we can do is, I have made the auditor aware of all this conversation, and all we can do is when he comes and does
it again.
FY24, it's kind of a let the dice roll and see how they land as to what they
Okay.
put. But there's nothing we can do for FY23. That is
So in other
done.
words, that remark, that
It's-
incorrect remark remains
There's
incorrect.
absolutely nothing we can do at this time.
Would it do any good to name 2 permanent employees as the financially responsible employees? Like,
Well,
I think we need to kind of stop conversation, because this could kind of get into open meetings violation. But everything has been shared with the auditor, and
Okay.
all I can say is we can hope to try for next year to not have it. But I will say, it is hard to get rid of a segregation of duties comment, no matter the size of the office, because nobody can afford to have one person do each task, hire enough people to do separate tasks. So it's a comment that everybody struggles with, so.
right.
Interesting.
So I want to make sure that I made the comment, I did ask the auditor when he was here, is this going to be a problem? And he said no.
Right.
You know, this is just something that appears every year.
Yeah.
So apparently they, as far as contacting them, it wouldn't be necessary. It's not a strike against us or anything like that. It was just something that they assumed was continuing to happen year after year, and that's not the case. The library is actually doing due diligence to keep track of funds and that. So.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. I don't have anything further other than that. Susie, did you have something we're missing? Okay, are we doing the closed session then?
Do you want to ask?
Oh, Dave, did you have anything?
Chief,
No, thank you, Mayor.
welcome back, Chief.
Yeah, welcome back.
Nothing from you, Todd? Okay, all right, so now,
I mean,
You need a motion.
well, and
Well,
we have verified with the city attorney it is a legit reason, so.
Yes.
right. So at this point, I need a motion to enter into a closed session per Iowa Code 21.51C to discuss strategy with counsel in a matter that's presently in litigation or where litigation is imminent.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. That would be a roll call vote.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Okay, so we're now in closed, sorry?
We got to clear the room.
I know, I was going to say, we're now in closed session. Can you clear the room?